All right, to Texas Republican Congressman Brian Babin. Congressman, what do you think of this program and whether now's the time to just junk it, period?
No, it's long past time to junk this program. It was introduced by other than Chuck Schumer in 1990. This is political correctness run amok, getting people killed. This program was absurd the day it was passed and signed into law. It's still absurd and more absurd now because of the Trojan horse aspect of bringing someone in like this guy who ran over and killed 8 people in New York. It's time to go. Anybody that puts political correctness and diversity ahead of national security and the safety of American citizens ought to be run out of town. And this is exactly what should happen. We've got to get rid of this thing. I'm in full support of President Trump for abolishing this idiotic program.
Now, Senator Schumer had been among those. He says that tried to scale back this program and some of its tendencies to not scrutinize enough those who take advantage of it. Furthermore, he said that the president is politicizing this tragedy. What do you think?
I think that absolutely. I think that that this whole program. I've been talking about the refugee and the immigration policies of this country for the last 3 years. Introduced a number of bills to cut them back, keep Americans safe, and we haven't been able to get them to the floor. We've passed the SAFE Act. We sent it over to the Senate. It's sitting there. We've got this filibuster rule, which gives Chuck Schumer an 8-vote veto to keep things from happening. The Senate is where good bills go to die. Our political correctness absolutely is getting people killed. And, it's common sense. Americans are fed up with this kind of stuff, Neil.
All right. Now, the congressman was, or congressman, I should say, and I'm sorry I wasn't clear, that Senator Schumer says he faulted the president for politicizing this event. On New York Cuomo has also said that the president in his remarks is potentially fomenting hate. What did you think of their criticisms?
I think that's just pablum. I think it's nonsense. This is not politicized. We got 8 dead people and a number of wounded folks. This is the largest terror attack in New York City since 9/11. The only one politicizing it, I think, are these people. The president and a number of us here in Congress want to keep the American people safe, and that's why we have to let's get together, not only an executive order, but let's codify this so that future presidents can't come and undo the stuff that the president is doing. Plus, we see activist judges who absolutely block what the president is trying to do. And, again, like politicians who want to have political correctness and diversity rather than national security and safety for Americans, I think these judges should be reined in.
Congressman, I just want to get your thoughts. The president mentioned today that he has ISIS on the run, and globally and militarily he's absolutely correct in saying that. But do you think it gives Americans a sense of false comfort here? Because obviously this attack yesterday was ISIS-inspired. This guy was connected with ISIS. So that people tend to sort of let down their guard and think, all right, well, if ISIS is on the run or they're being decimated globally, then we shouldn't worry here.
We need to worry. ISIS has been defeated upon the battlefield, but yet these types of people like this guy who ran over these folks yesterday in New York, they get spun up, they get energized on the computer, on the internet. And so we have to really be on our P's and Q's, be on the lookout, be vigilant and watching for these types of people. They're here. We've had out of control refugee and immigration policies for years and years, like this foolish visa diversity business lottery. And it is absolutely detrimental to the American people. And we've seen what's going on in Western Europe. The same thing is happening here. These folks are here. We've got to stop these folks from coming in. We want people who love America to come here. We don't need to have folks coming in just because they're from different countries here and there. We want folks that are going to be good citizens who will be proud Americans and be productive, will love America for what it is, the freedoms and liberties that this country stands for and always has for 241 years.
Congressman, thank you very, very much. Good seeing you again. Brian Babin
Yes, sir.
from the fine state of Texas. In the meantime, the